Hey guys, it's Thomas here from Basketball Mentor. In this video I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how to protect your layups, and I'm going to show you some video from a workout session here with Mark, and I'm basically going to give him 3 points of emphasis while we're doing some drills, and I'm going to show him and you guys 4 drills that I typically do with players when we're working on how to protect your layups better. When we're talking about protecting your layups, we're talking about 3 major things that you need to keep in mind. And the first one is body alignment. And now what most players do when they go up for their layup, if you imagine the basket is here somewhere and you have a defender on your side, is that they basically swing the ball across their bodies to gain momentum to go up for the layup. Now automatically that should in theory be a steal, because the defensive player should slap the ball or at least be able to touch it, and you might lose it. So what you need to do is, instead of having an open posture towards the basket and towards your defender, you need to switch that around and have a closed posture so that your body alignment is different. Now with the ball on the opposite side, your defender will not be able to reach at it because they have to reach through you, and of course that's not possible. So that's the first thing. You need to change your body alignment depending on where the defense is. The second part is your elbow alignment. Most players, when they go up for a layup, they go up like this. Now the problem with this is that if my elbow of the non-shooting hand is here, that means the defender can get all the way up to here. Now if I change this angle and get my elbow out, that's automatically 30 centimeters more distance that I can keep my defensive player away from the ball. Final point is that you got to keep your cylinder. Imagine that if you straighten both your arms up in the air, you are creating a cylinder that is yours, and this is your private space, if you will, and you're allowed to protect that space. So instead of going up like this and dropping your non-shooting hand down, go up with both hands and extend that non-shooting hand out to make sure that any invasive hands trying to block the shot are being held off. The first drill which we're doing is the Mikan drill. What we emphasize in the offensive player is that they keep the elbow out to secure space, and then that they keep the cylinder, which means that you extend the non-shooting hand and turn the wrist on the non-shooting hand to potentially hold off or hold against that defensive player's arm who's trying to block the shot. Now we cannot follow through with the non-shooting hand because that will be a foul, but what we are allowed to do is to protect and keep our own cylinder. The second drill which we're doing is an offensive rebounding drill, and we're using this drill to learn how to make protected layups jumping off 2 feet. The first point which is important is that we already, when we grab the ball and land, that we land in what we could call a protected position, that we already have the good body alignment, which means that the shoulder is facing the defender and we're keeping the ball on the opposite shoulder in a protected position. Now when we do go up, we get our elbows out and we try to extend and keep our cylinder. What is also important here is that we do not turn to make the shot until the ball is past the point where the defender might be able to steal it on the way up. And of course, naturally, we're allowed to turn a little bit in the jump, because otherwise we would make some kind of weird shot shooting on the side, and that would not be a high percentage shot. The third drill which we're doing is the 1 dribble 2 steps drive from the free throw line off of a drop. Now we have a defensive player underneath the basket who's basically trying to block the shot, and then we have a chair set up to mimic a closing out defender. Now this is a sequence, this is an actual move where we're trying to implement the 3 focus points of body alignment, elbows out, and keeping your cylinder. The fourth drill is a specific situation drill, and we have the offensive player starting underneath, flashing to the wing, receiving the pass from the top, and then the top man is basically just setting a pick and roll. Now in this situation, the offensive player with the ball is attacking, going to the basket. As soon as he goes by the pick is then allowed to become a defensive player trying to chase the offensive player down and trying to go for the block. Now naturally, again, in this specific situation, the offensive player is trying to emphasize keeping the 3 focus points of body alignment, elbows out, and keeping your cylinder. And first we do this off of 1 foot, and then we do it off of 2 feet from a jump stop. Thanks for watching, you guys. Hopefully this was helpful to you, and don't forget, we got body alignment, we got shoulder alignment and elbows out, and we got protection of the cylinder. These are the 3 main things that you need to keep in mind when you're making layups. No matter what the situation is, always think, is my ball the furthest away from my defender? And remember to aim for the wrist when you're using your non-shooting hand to protect the ball. Hopefully you guys like this. If you want to come join me at one of these workouts, you can just simply hit me up. If you're in Copenhagen, we're doing group training sessions now, and everybody who's willing to put in the work can come and join. And hopefully you guys like this, and I will see you in the next video.